So here we go, race fans, through turn number 3, coming off 4.
Off of turn number 4, the green flag will fly as the 29 of Dennis Elliott and the 87 of Darren Fuqua will go into turn number 1 side by side.
As we come down the back straightaway, car number 29 and Fuqua, neither one will give an inch. As we go through turn number 3, Elliott might be by a fender.
As several cars get squirrely there in 3 and 4, as the 29 of Dennis Elliott will take the lead into turn number 1.
You called it earlier, coming off turn number 4, a little bit slick as 21 of Schaefer gets loose, stacks them up behind him. Tough break for Darren Shaw and Chad Clancy. Absolutely nowhere to go.
29, stop up at 2, stop up at 2.
We're going to throw the red flag here for this incident down there on the backstretch. It looked like the R21 of Ryan Schaefer got as they come to turn number 4. Dennis Elliott will lead them back to the green flag as he will get a good launch off of turn number 4, but side by side for second is the 69 and the 87.
Zach Sanders working on that high line as he comes down the back straightaway. He and Fuqua going to be battling for that number 2 spot. Dennis Elliott out front. Good grief.
As the 69 of Zach Sanders goes for a little bit of a bumpy ride there through turns 3 and 4, but it doesn't matter. He will take that second place position over the 87 of Darren Fuqua.
One thing about Zach Sanders, he's never been known to get off the throttle, and he didn't then through turn 1 and 2, bouncing around by hanging onto that car as Dennis Elliott still leads them by the flag stand.
The 87 of Darren Fuqua look to the inside of Zach Sanders down the front stretch, but he won't be able to get it done as Zach Sanders will maintain that second place position off of turn number 2.
Fuqua with a good run off 2. He's going to be looking on the underneath of Zach Sanders. Zach Sanders on 2 wheels that time as he went through turn number 3.
The 69 and the 87 will stay side by side while the 29 of Dennis Elliott continues to lead off of turn number 2.
Fuqua got that low line worked out as him and Sanders can't seem to settle who's going to be in second. Dennis Elliott still out front, hoping they continue to play behind him as he is going to lead it to the flag stand.
As there's a big gaggle of cars coming off of turn number 4. That is a battle for the 5th position between the 17X of Nick Haynes and the 2H of Hanson.
Ryan Schaefer starting his move back to the front. Looks like sheet metal not going to give him any trouble. No smoke. And heavy contact as Austin Johnson into the back of the 2H of Hanson. Heavy damage to both cars as they both get together up on the back of the 2H car with the 98 of Austin Johnson, bringing out the yellow flag onto the racetrack. The low line this time, moving Fuqua to the outside as we're getting ready to go back green. Dennis Elliott going to start them as we come off 4.
He'll start him early over there in turn number 3, and the green flag will come out as he will get a good jump as the 87 of Darren Fuqua will get second heading into turn number 1.
Darren Fuqua can make that crate motor work high, low, anywhere else. He and Sanders going back and forth. Fuqua will take over that second spot as Dennis Elliott still out front. Great racing action.
It's a little bit of contact back there at the back of the field between the 97 of Houston Johnson and the 54 Buzzcasters. The 97 of Houston Johnson will use the high side to try to fight for that 4th position down the backstretch.
Houston Johnson, great run in that car number 97. Seems to have that high side working as him and Nick Haynes going back and forth for that position. As we got a battle for the lead shaping up. Fuqua on the high side, Dennis Elliott on the low side, down the back straightaway.
Fuqua will try to use that momentum he got off of turn number 2 to get to the inside of Dennis Elliott. He won't get there, but he'll throw the slider coming off of turn 4. With a big incident over in turn number 3 with the 69 of Zach Sanders.
Hooked a rut, car took off airborne on him. As he hooked that, he had been bouncing. I saw the car on 2 wheels a couple times, and pretty good job of him getting that car woed up before he got ready to go back green flag racing. And here we go, race fans, off turn number 4.
Off of turn number 4, the 29 of Dennis Elliott will get a good restart as he will take a 2-car length advantage over the 87 of Darren Fuqua into turn number 1.
Houston Johnson maybe just a little bit too high, but he gets that momentum going again as Nick Haynes will take over that 3rd spot. He and Johnson battling it out, and here comes Ryan Schaefer. Houston Johnson up over the berm, slipping from 3rd place all the way to the back. Race fast, tough break for the 97.
We'll have to see if the 97 can regroup and work his way back up through the field as the R21 of Ryan Schaefer will get by the 17X of Nick Haynes for that 3rd place position.
And Ron Schaefer hooks a rut, and over he goes. And the 29 of Dennis Elliott takes a jump down here in turn 1 and 2. Race fans, I call that wrong as I thought Elliott was, but green is go as we come off turn number 4.
And a good jump for the 87 of Darren Fuqua. He will lead the 29 of Dennis Elliott down into turn number 1. Down into turn number 3. It's the 87 of Darren Fuqua leading the 29 of Dennis Elliott and the 17X of Nick Haynes.
A little bit of smoke coming out of that car number 17X. Hope it's just tire smoke as he bounces around. But Darren Fuqua, that crate motor out front, getting it done with 11 laps down.
Darren Fuqua will come out of turn number 4 and extend his advantage over that 29 of Dennis Elliott, heading into turn number 1, really using that high side and keeping those RPMs up to his advantage.
Down the back straightaway, Fuqua still going to lead them. Big time bail bonds looks like the car to beat as he has got it hooked up. He said during intermission he had a little work to do on the car, but he thought he had something for him. Looks like he found what he needed.
And back there, towards the back of the pack, for that battle for that 6th position, the R21 of Ryan Schaefer, and the 97 of Houston Johnson. They've been side by side for several laps, battling over that 6th place position.
Buzz Caster also in that mix in car number 54. John Hanson with a good run back toward the front as he settles in the 4th. But everybody chasing that big-time bail bonds. Car number 87 of Darren Fuqua.
Behind Fuqua will be that 29 of Dennis Elliott. The 17X of Nick Haynes runs third as he's being challenged by the 2H of John Hanson.
John Hanson making his presence felt here tonight as he and Nick Haynes go back and forth. But again, nobody's going to catch that 87 if he don't mess up. Darren Fuqua on a roll here tonight.
And into turn number 2, the 2H of John Hanson will take over that 3rd position as the R21 of Ryan Schaefer will take over the 5th position, getting by the 54 of Buzz Caster.
Ryan Schaefer been to the front, been to the back, gathers it back up and still in the mix. But up front, Darren Fuqua, then Dennis Elliott battling it out.
Darren Fuqua has been fast and smooth all night as he will take a full straightaway lead heading into turn number 1 with just a few laps remaining.
Hey, we got debris in 3. Debris in 3. Plastic on the track, we will stay green. Plastic on the track, we will stay green. Now the yellow comes out as Ryan Schaefer, R21, loops it again down in 1 and 2. There was debris in turn 3 and 4, guys, but it was plastic.
Watching down there in turn number 3, it affected both the 87 and the 29 as both of them saw that piece of debris. Maybe thought it was something more than plastic and kind of took a right turn to try to get around that piece of debris.
A checker with an extra lap maybe thrown in there.
Yeah. Technicalities.
Yep, technicality. That one extra lap, who'd know? The drivers, that's who.
And the 87 of Darren Fuqua will lead them off of turn number 4 as the 29 of Dennis Elliott will look to his inside heading into turn number 1.
Dennis Elliott going to take it low. A little bit of sheet metal hanging off that car as we go down the back straightaway. Looks like Fuqua's got it figured out here tonight as he has got that 87 working.
The 2H of John Hanson will get by the 17X of Nick Haynes. He will take over that 3rd position with a little bit of cosmetic damage on his front end.
As they head through turn number 3, going to be coming off turn number 4. White flag in Bob Reaver's hand. Darren Fuqua, Topeka, Kansas, going to lead him as he comes by the flag stand, heading into turn number 1.
The 29 of Dennis Elliott has one more lap to get it done, but it won't be enough off of turn number 2 as the 87 of Darren Fuqua will continue to come through 3 and 4, putting on a dominating performance here tonight at I-35 Speedway. He will win the USRA Modified Feature event. Finishing 2nd will be the 29 of Dennis Elliott. 3rd will go to the 2H of John Hanson. 4th to the 17X of Nick Haynes. Rounding out your top 5 will be the 54 of Buzz Caster.
Give him a big round of applause. Your feature winner, Darren Fuqua. Up, Darren. A little bit of a bouncy track out there, but you find your way to victory lane. Crate motor may have worked for you tonight, helped you out a little.
It was hurting me in the heat a little bit, but it was perfect for this. I could pedal across that slick without any problem. and I found a little path to get through the holes on both ends, and it just worked out for me.
I'll tell you what, the car looked really good, but I think the driver behind the wheel had a lot to do with it tonight, too. Nice job in that big-time bail bonds, number 87.
Thank you. I got to thank all these guys for coming out, put all the hard work. We put this car together in basically a week from a frame, so I'm ready for a nap. So it was a good end to our hard work. Glad to see it pay for us. So.
Yeah, you're always glad when hard work pays off. I tell you what, it always takes a team effort there.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for everybody. Thank you guys that came out.
Let's give him another big round of applause in victory lane. The big-time bail bonds, number 87, Darren Fuquay. Race fans, thank y'all for coming out tonight. We'll see everybody next week here at I-35 Speedway, where there's always more dirt tracking at its best.
Not here.
As we're going green flag down the front straightaway, Randy Wainsworth high and wide as he takes that lead going into turn number 1. Bud Wilson using that extreme low line. Here comes the 17T of Shadron Turner as Wes Bestian sideways calling a big pile up. Wes Bestian, car number 15, gets sideways. Everybody piling up behind him. A lot of tore up race cars sitting on the back straightaway. Keep an eye on that 15 of Ed Knoll, very fast race car. Here we go, race fans. Green as goes. We come off turn number 4 by the flag stand. Good start for Randy Ainsworth. Good start for Turner's there side by side, wheel to wheel. Coming down the back straightaway, Ainsworth going to have the preferred line. He will take over that lead, and Bud Wilson will follow suit as he tries to move into second. Wilson on the inside, Turner on the outside, down the front straightaway. Turner will have second spot as they go by on lap 1. Off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Again, Turner extremely loose, gathers it back up. Look at the 07 of Daniel Harris, thread the needle. Harris moves into that third spot. Turner coming back on the high side as Harris takes over that spot. Down the front straightaway, Harris now, good move for him as he runs third. Bud Wilson on the inside, Randy Ainsworth on the outside. GRT chassis versus, and caution, yellow, caution on the racetrack as we got cars around. Hard into car number 19 was to 48 right into the door. Sean Grady, props for him, running straight into the door of the 19J of 19X rather of Josh Munson. Car number 20, heavy damage to that race car. What happened to Bud Wilson's car? Swope as we're going green flag racing. Green is go off turn number 4. Good clean start by Ainsworth as he is going to lead them into turn number 1. Good turn by Randy Ainsworth. Harris slips up. That's going to open the door. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Who's it going to be? Harris still using that high line as him and Turner are going to be battling for that second, third spot. Down the front straightaway, Eddie Swope still in the mix. Little bit of damage on the side of Swope's car as something coming off of a race car. Debris in turn number 1. Debris on the racetrack in turn number 1. And as we're going back green flag racing, Cullen Thompson also in the mix as we come down the front straightaway. Green is go by the flag stand into 1. 3 wide as we head into turn number 1 with Eddie Swope on the inside. Ainsworth gets a good run down the back straightaway, side by side, wheel to wheel up front for the top 5 positions. Eddie Swope using the inside. He and Harris 3 wide as we come off turn number 4. And around goes a couple of cars down there. We got 3 of them piled up in turn number 3. Good start by Ainsworth as he is going to lead them into turn number 1. Randy Ainsworth, car number 17, Tia Turner trying to thread the needle. Car jumps around, unable to make it work. He will settle into that second spot. Daniel Harris will run third. Good battle with Ed Knoll and car number 91 of Eddie Swope as they come down the front straightaway. As they go into turn number 1, Ainsworth still going to lead them. Said, y'all boys go ahead and play behind me as I'm going to keep this car out front. Again, Shadron Turner got that car in second spot. 07 of Daniel Harris. He runs that third spot. Great racing all the way through the pack. Medal coming up on the front end of car Caution on the racetrack, yellow on the racetrack. As car number 14K loops it, coming off turn number 2. 20 minutes in this race fans. We do have a time limit, so here we go. Randy Ainsworth, good start, but here comes Turner looking on the inside. Shadron Turner got a run on the low side. Ainsworth hangs on to it. Ed Knoll, the big movers, he is up to that third spot. Keep an eye on them, race fans, as they are racing wheel to wheel, side by side. Austin Kaplan, he is making his presence felt as him and Eaton race side by side, wheel to wheel down the front straightaway. Kaplan settles back in that 6th, 7th spot. Daniel Harris now, him and Ed Knoll jockeying back and forth as the 17T of Turner runs in that 2nd spot. Randy Ainsworth up high on the racetrack, giving it a run, coming down the front straightaway as laps keep winding down. 7 laps in the books, this time by. Shadron Turner low, Randy Ainsworth high. Ainsworth cutting turn 1 and 2 to perfection, but not going anywhere is that 17T of Shadron Turner. Turner runs in that 2nd spot. Here comes Ed Knoll. Ed Knoll got that car hooked up tonight. 3-way battle for the lead. Daniel Harris looks like the hood coming up on his car also as he comes down the back straightaway. Ed Knoll and Turner. A little bit of contact with the wall between Ed Knoll and Turner. Knoll into the wall, pretty hard lick. Problems for the 15 as he is going to pull it into the infield. Tough break for Ed Knoll as that was your 3rd place car. 2 at 11 of Tim Eaton, all the way up to that 3rd spot now, moving Daniel Harris back to that 4th spot. 91 of Swope and the 1 Austin Kaplan doing battle, but up front, everybody chasing that 57 of Randy Ainsworth. Ainsworth takes it through turn number 1, coming off turn number 2, going to be dealing with the lap car, car number 94 of Jared Hilliard, as he is going to take it. Lap traffic coming into play. Ainsworth clears him. Also Turner clears him. Here comes the 211 Eaton, as Eaton going to be looking on the inside of Turner. Eaton trying to get that car hooked up as they go down the back straightaway. Turner still on the outside. Eaton on the inside. As we go through turn number 3, coming off turn number 4. Randy Ainsworth a little too high there. Kicked up a little dirt. 12 laps in the books that time by. Tim Eaton now takes over that 2nd spot. 3rd spot is the 17T of Turner. Here comes Turner back on the inside of Eaton. Randy Ainsworth still out front. Way up the racetrack, kicking up dust. 2 more laps to decide it, race fans, as they come by this time. Ainsworth takes it through turn number 1, coming off turn number 2. Still got that car out front, but here comes Eaton. Tim Eaton in car number 211 within 2 car lengths now as we head into turn number 3. Coming off turn number 2. And Ainsworth steps over the berm. Ainsworth just a little too high down in turn number 4, slips over the berm, bringing out the yellow flag. Hanging around that top, and good run from back to the front. Austin Kaplan running in that 5th spot. Green as goes. We come down the front straightaway, heading into turn number 1. 211 of Tim Eaton. Still got him covered as he goes down the back straightaway. 17T of Shadron Turner got a little bit of plastic hanging off the bottom of that race car as he heads into turn number 3. Everybody getting up way up on the high side of the racetrack. Kaplan using that high line. He and Harris going to be side by side as the white flag comes out. Kaplan and Swope going to be doing back, and Harris slips up. Panel coming off Harris's car. Debris in turn number 1. As we come down the front straightaway, green checkered flag in the air. Car number 211 of Tim Eaton. 2nd place, car number 17 of Shadron Turner. 3rd place, 07 of Daniel Harris. Then comes the 91 of Eddie Swope Jr. And then the 52 of Dustin Miller. Feature winner, 211 Tim Eaton. Come on up, Tim. Hugging everybody. Tim. Oh, get a room, guys. Tim, come on up, buddy. It looked like Randy Ainsworth's race, but you were coming through there, got that track working for you, car working good. Great job behind the wheel, the 211.
Yeah, I just kind of abided my time, the track's starting to tear up a little bit. Just kind of, mind my P's and Q's and just picked them off as I could and played it smart, and I just ended up winning. That's probably one of the better races I've been in because I had to drive my butt off. So I want to thank all the fans, my family, Justin and his girlfriend, Candace. I want to thank my dad, my mom, everybody, all my sponsors, all my kids. This is good to finally win one for the year.
All right, way to start the year. Great job, Tim. Congratulations. Race fans, give him another big round of applause as he celebrates in McCarthy Auto Group Winner's Circle, Tim Eaton. And here we go, race fast through turn number 3. Coming off turn number 4 as Jacob makes his way back in the booth. Green flag in the air as they come down the front straightaway. Car number 93. He's going to lead them this time as we head into turn number 1. Good start by Sam Scott, but look at Hollywood Dean Ray as he and Brad Whitney rub a little as they come off turn number 2. As they come off turn number 4, Dean Ray way up on the rim ride, got that thing hooked up and gained a spot. Good job by him. Again, 93 is Scott. He is your leader down the back straightaway as car number 34 runs in that second spot. But here comes Brad Whitney. Welcome back, Brad Whitney, as he is running in the top 3 in that X9 car.
And off of turn number 4, the number 77 of Dean Ray will take that 4th position heading into turn number 1.
Competition a little stiffer this week. Dean Ray got it back in that 4th spot. We haven't heard the last out of him. And here comes Jay Barnes in that car number 19. Jay Barnes moving to the front, down the front straightaway.
The 93 of Sam Scott will continue to lead into turn number 1, followed by the 34X of Mick Ross.
Sam Scott, he is a former feature winner. As up across the track goes the 34X. That opens the door for Brad Whitney to move into that second spot.
Behind these guys, the 77 of Dean Ray closes up in that 4th position as he will continue to try to make his trek towards the front.
Jay Barnes at 19, a little out of shape. That's going to open the door for the 64, Trent Jeans. Trent Jeans will take advantage now as he goes down the back straightaway, getting by Barnes cleanly, but back up front. Everybody's chasing Scott, but here comes Whitney.
And off of turn 4, Whitney looked to the inside of the 93 of Sam Scott, wasn't able to get it done, and he will try again down here in turn number 1.
Whitney got a good run that time as he will look on the inside. Up to the quarter panel, could not make it work. As we go through turn number 3, off of turn number 4, Whitney going to dive it low. We got a battle to the flag.
Off of turn number 4, they are side by side at the flag stand. It is anybody's position heading into turn number 1.
I think Whitney may have had him, but Whitney gets loose. That gives the lead back to Scott as he goes down the back straightaway.
That might open up the door for the 34X of Mick Ross as he is bringing the 77 of Dean Ray with him. It is a 4-car battle for the lead here off of turn number 4.
Always lurking near the front. Dean Ray making his presence felt in that Mopar number 77 as he runs in that 4th spot. But up front, everybody's still chasing that 93 of Sam Scott.
The X9 of Brad Whitney, after that little slip up in turn number 2, regained his composure. He's looking back to the inside of Sam Scott as they're side by side heading into turn number 1.
Scott would lead that lap as the laps start winding down. 7 in the books that time by. Whitney will not give it up to the quarter panel as we got a battle for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's Hollywood making his move on Mick Ross.
The 77 of Dean Ray looks to the inside of the 34X of Mick Ross off of turn number 4, but the momentum on the high side will give that 34X the 3rd position.
X9 of Brad Whitney using that low line to perfection. Got a run that time as he and Scott are side by side. Scott by a fender this time as we head into turn number 3.
The X9 on the low line, the 93 up high. They are going to be side by side off of turn number 4. Neck and neck down the front stretch as yellow flag comes out. The 83A of Aaron Sauter has looped it over there in turn number 2.
Sauter gathers it back up. He will tag that car to the rear of the field. Car number 93 of Scott. What a battle, him and Whitney going back and forth. Both of them holding their lines high, low. Looked like Whitney had the lead bobbled in turn 2. Gave it back to Scott. Scott not looking back, but boy, he's got the hounds at the door.
Absolutely. And as the field comes off of turn number 4, they will look the green flag as Sam Scott will lead him off of turn number 4. But the X9 of Whitney look to the outside heading into turn number 1.
Put a little wheel mark on the side of that car number 83. Mick Ross looks like he will take over that second spot, moving Whitney back 3rd. High line not working for him.
Behind them, the 77 of Dean Ray looks to the inside of Whitney off of turn number 4, but he will get a little bit loose and maybe lose a position down the front stretch.
I think Dean Ray getting a little loose, keeping it off of the X9 car. Good job by him, as Mick Ross says, I'm hungry for that win too, as he challenges Sam Scott going through turn 2, now into turn 3.
The 34X of Mick Ross slipped up a little bit there in turn number 2, allowing for the X9 of Brad Whitney to get next to him, but he will make contact and spin to the infield, but he'll keep it going. We will stay green.
Nope, gonna bring the yellow out.
Never mind.
Little contact, I think, between him and the 34 Ross as he come down.
Coming off of turn number 4, they will get the restart with 4 to go, and this is still anybody's race, as the 93 of Sam Scott will lead him off of turn number 4. He'll get a little bit loose on the restart, allowing the 34 of Mick Ross to get to his outside and the 77 of Dean Ray to get to his inside.
Dean Ray low, Mick Ross high, Sam Scott right in the middle. Good run by Scott as he has got a half a car length, but here comes Hollywood back on the inside. Mick Ross in the dust, high enough on the racetrack. Sam Scott still going to hang on to that lead as he comes by with 12 laps in the books that time by.
The mistake by the 34X of Mick Ross will allow the 20X of John Buller Jr. to move into that 3rd position. Does he have anything for the 93 of Sam Scott?
Old boss man coming to the front. Here comes Dean Ray looking on the inside. He and Scott going to be wheel to wheel. Scott will lead lap number 13.
Back there for the 3rd position, the 20X and the 34X are side by side coming off of turn number 2, as a 20X of John Buller Jr. will clear the 34 heading into turn number 3.
John Bowler Jr. giving that 20X a good run. The old boss man on the move tonight, but here comes Ross back. 2 Bowler Motorsports cars, old white flag in the air. Dean Ray low, Sam Scott high, down the back straightaway. Sam Scott in car number 93. He is going to lead them as we go into turn number 3.
The
your last lap coming to the checker, guys. Oh, big mistake, Bob.
The yellow flag will come out for an incident in turn number 2 involving the 19 and the 64.
Go. Leader starts that race anywhere between 3 and 4. Where's he going to stand on the gas? On it now, down the front straightaway. Good start for Sam Scott as he's going to lead them into 1.
The 77 of Dean Ray will look to the inside on turn number 1. He will slide up, giving an opportunity for the 20X of John Buller Jr. to get to his inside off of 2.
As we come through turn number 3, off of turn number 4. White flag in the air. One more time around for Sam Scott in that car number 93.
The 34X of Mick Ross will move into that 3rd position, but Dean Ray will come off of turn number 2, looking to take the lead, but this one is all about the 93 of Sam Scott as he will come through turns 3 and 4 for one final time, and he will win the USRA stock car feature tonight. 2nd place will go to the 77 of Dean Ray. 3rd will go to the 34X of Mick Ross. 4th will go to the 20X of John Buller Jr. And 5th will go to the 33 of Mark Ronnebaum.
Round of applause in victory lane. Raced his heart out, Sam Scott. Looks like he got the blue light special going on in there. Sam, great race. You picked up your first feature win 1 year ago. You come back with a vengeance here tonight. You beat the Hollywood. That ain't an easy thing to do. But you pick up the victory here tonight.
Yeah, I felt him back there. He definitely made me work for it.
You had several hounds at the door, but you just kept your composure, kept that car out front, never changed your line the entire race.
No, it ran good. I got to give a shout out to my dad and my cousin Steven for helping me tonight. They busted their butts.
I went over all your sponsors. Congratulations on a big win here tonight, Sam. Victory lane again. Race fans, help him enjoy this victory. Give him another big round of applause. Sam Scott. Great racing action as always in the USRA stock car class, and now we got them modifieds to go. Trophy presenter for our modifieds.